I want to take a look at some grim realities, some things that are unfolding here on this world stage by design. We started off with everything they were putting people through with the lockdowns and wiping out jobs and businesses, to then supply chain issues that then walked into the whole thing with Ukraine. And from that, we're seeing fertilizer get cut off big time. And I want to take a look at the bottom of the issue here. You got to get down to exactly what's going on. And we'll take a look here at who is the number one producer of fertilizer out there. Belarus. Interesting, huh? Who comes in right behind them? Russia. And when you look at the 5-year average here of what people have been paying, you can see that it stays right around the 420 mark. It goes a little above it. But then we go to 2020. You can see it was below it. 2021, it takes off on a tear and then shoots up to where they begin the new year. This is where it's at now, 2022, turning up to go higher. And with its scarcity and it not being sent to the United States, and with all these sanctions basically backfiring by design, this is destroying the US dollar. It's causing other countries to start to trade in like the ruble and other currencies. Saudi Arabia is doing it. China's now doing it. This is going to show all the other countries that they can get away with doing it too. And this is going to be the really beginning death blows here, so to speak, to the dollar, bringing it down. Some could say it's already happened. It's been in the works for a long time. But in terms of really bringing this thing down and also the way of life for Americans, it's underway. All of this is tied in. So if somebody wants to ignore the Ukraine war because they think it's boring or it doesn't affect them, they're idiots. Because this all ties in together. It all ties in what you're going to buy at the store, what you're going to pay for it, all that. So people can turn a cheek or they can face the reality to what's really going on here. We've got some very dark days ahead. And they want to talk about glyphosate and the prices and herbicides. Well, we know that that's all coming from places like Monsanto and Syngenta. And these are among the top chemicals that have been causing cancer out there globally. And it's been proven in court. Mix in diesel prices that it costs to run all this equipment. And you've got a disaster unfolding right now across the globe. That is the truth. That is the way that it is right now. Unfortunately, I'm going to break this down further on the next live stream where I've got more time to do so censorship free. Make sure to join. You'll find links.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Rachak double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the men of the Lord, prophesying, preaching, and teaching in the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. Shalom, Barakatham. And man, Jakes, man, y'all, you guys out there that are sleeping or you know, you woke up to the truth and then you just went right back to sleep. You know, a brother did a good lesson this week. He said the media is really good at putting Jake right back to sleep, man. Jake will wake up one minute, he'll know he's an Israelite. He'll know, he'll tap into things that are written in the scriptures, you know, spiritual power, signs in the heavens, you know, and then the next thing you know, he's promoting smoking blunts, you know, again, and just completely aloof to the things that are happening in the earth, man. All right. Right before your very eyes, a famine is basically revving up, man. It's like a boa constrictor, right? That hasn't tightened his grip on you yet. It's just got his body wrapped around you. But any man with common sense knows you're in a bad position. If that boa constrictor, python or whatever, starts to constrict, there's a point in time where you can't escape, man. And we're warning you right now that these things are coming and that your only refuge is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, is to repent, come out of Babylon, come out of this. Because Jake will say, oh, what's going on in the Ukraine? Oh, that's bad. That's terrible. You know, but he's not putting it together what that means. How the moves that Putin is making, you know, he's pegged the ruble to gold. All right. So the ruble is not a fiat currency anymore. It's backed by gold now. All right. He's pegged gold at $1,400 an ounce if you convert it from the ruble to the U.S. dollar. Roughly in rubles, that's what the ruble is worth now. And then he's saying you have to use the ruble to buy oil, man. All right. You don't see how the U.S. dollar is done, and they're gonna have to do something drastic, and how all that plays out. How Dabu just said Belarus is the #1 maker of fertilizer. If you don't have fertilizer, and they show you how stupid America is. If you don't have fertilizer, your farming and your crops are done, because these farmers don't know how to farm the natural way, man. Fertilizer is supposed to come from animals and stuff on your farm. You shouldn't have to import pallets and pallets of manufactured chemicals. You know, that's a recent thing. And all of these farmers now, they do what you call modern farming. So it's not the same farming as was it back in the old day, man. And they feed these animals particular poisons to beef up their size and all kind of other nonsense that they're reliant on. All right. Belarus is the #1 producer, who is very closely tied to Russia. As a matter of fact, the word Belarus means White Russian. And they have a very good relationship with Russia. Russia is the second largest manufacturer of fertilizer, man. So Russia is controlling that region of farming, so they alone can spark a famine, not just the energy crisis. And you jakes are out here lollygagging around, man. Wake the hell up, man. Goodness gracious. Not to make this too long, this is Jeremiah 15:1. It says, "Then said the Lord Yahweh unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth," man. And that's how the Lord feels about you niggas, man. And when I say niggas, I'm talking about you 2/3. The ones that have heard the word and refuse to even listen, man. All right. Wait till your stomach is touching your back, man. All right. Wait till you got to look at your kids, stomach bloated out like them kids, like them Africans you see on television, them Hamites. Wait till men, your neighbors, are ready to kill you for a bottle of water. All right. That's who the Lord is talking about. Cast them out of my sight, man. It says, "And it shall come to pass if they say unto me, whither shall we go forth? Then shalt thou tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, such as for death to death." Because y'all are gonna come up and ask, well, what do we do? And our response to you is gonna be this: thus saith the Lord Yahweh. All right, such as for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword. Because y'all gonna be getting gunned down to, butchered. These weirdos, these freaks, all you women that got OnlyFans subscribers, these niggas gonna come out of the woodworks. All right. The Michael Myers spirits gonna raise up. And it says, "And such are for the famine to the famine." So the Lord has already appointed a select group of niggas to die by famine, man. All right. He's appointed some to die by the sword. He's appointed some of y'all to die by the missiles, man. All right. And such as for the captivity to the captivity. Some of y'all are going to be taken in. These Edomites that still believe in the old ways, if you know what I mean, they going to yank your ass back on a plantation and work your ass, man. All right. Y'all don't see this coming. Y'all are just lax, man. God damn, that shit is frustrating to see Jake in this so happy-go-lucky ass spirit, man. The Lord has got something for you niggas, man. All right, I'm gonna get this in Zephaniah real quick while I'm just talking about that, because it's just vexing, bro. It says Zephaniah 1:12, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles." Jerusalem are the Israelites, Judah and Ephraim. All right. The two houses of Israel, "and punish the men that are settled on their leads, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil." And that's the spirit that y'all are in. Y'all are thinking this is just another news cycle, that things kind of, we go through cycles. Things get worse and then things get better. Well, this kingdom is not getting better, man. You can fall for the witchcraft on television and media and all of that bullshit, but ultimately, the men of the Lord see truly what's going on, you know. So, last precept, and I'll end it here. This is second Ezra 15 and 14, and we go into this precept often, man, because we're in that time. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Why does it say woe to the world? Because the entire world is getting ready to experience this. All right, global famine. So, if America is going to experience it, an enemy of Russia, these shortages of food and outlandish prices, their enemy of Russia is going to imagine the rest of the world, man. America is just one country. Imagine Europe, man. It says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand," because that's going to get that bad. All right? Gangs in New York, like, you ever see that movie? They just picked up weapons and started going at it, man. They were fighting for territory and whatnot. People going to be fighting much more ferociously when they don't have food, man. All right? It says, "For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes." All right, and this is going to expand out, not just in neighborhoods, like in the purge and inside of certain cities and inside of certain states, but country to country as well too, man. It's just going to be a free for all, especially Europe, man. That's going to be a shit show, because all of those different countries are right next to each other, you know. It says, "In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." These cities are going to be locked down because these elites are going to be like, "Oh hell no, we got to get some order to this." All right, and if you don't have the charagma, you're not going to be able to get into a city. Believe that. All right, that's coming. It says, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Houses that are going to be destroyed, man. Grown men, they're gonna be bitching up, because believe it or not, there's gonna be men that are gonna be in better positions to defend themselves and to take things than other men. You know, like most people have a firearm in their house, but they got a couple rounds of magazines and that's it. Once they run out, that's a wrap. They're very vulnerable. What about the men that stocked up, you know, drums and tons and tons of ammunition and weapons? And the Lord said, it's because of your pride. We've been trying to tell y'all, and y'all just scoffing, looking the other way. You know, no faith, don't even believe in spiritual power. We're finding out now, most of you guys don't even believe in that. Main point, verse 19, "And a man shall have no pity on his neighbor," meaning he's not going to care about, "Oh, I got kids, man, I got a wife." He's got kids too. All right, and even if he don't, he's not gonna give a damn, man. He's gonna take that machete and hack your ass up. If you got bottled water, you got bread, you got whatever, he's coming in and taking it. "But shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." So this is also gonna be the temptation for many brothers, man. All right, so you Jakes keep on bullshitting, man, and see what the Lord do. That's all I really had to say on that. With that, hopefully our brothers will edify. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rachak Wadash Wa Abba Babal and Shalom.